Hello, good day. Let's start this new lesson for Unreal Engine 5.7.2. Today's lecture will venture into the basics of modeling. Let's get started.
Hello, good day. Welcome back. Well, this chapter will cover modeling. Now, I want to mention that Unreal Engine is a software where you can bring in several other assets that were created in other softwares and marketplaces, and it can be used to build giant worlds. Modeling is not really the core function of Unreal Engine. Nevertheless, you can still perform some modeling in Unreal. So I have here a new project, and right now we are in selection mode. How do I know this? Went up here, and this is selection mode. That is to select objects. So let's say we have an object. Let's say we have a cube. Want to select an object? Selection mode. Just click. Let's say we want to select this object. Left click. Want to select this object. Left click. Want to duplicate this object. Hold on Alt. Left click and pull this arrow here. Hold on Alt. Left click and pull this arrow here. So we're in selection mode. Select, select, select. Alright. So we do not want this. We do not want these things. Let's delete. So I deleted those objects. Let's go in modeling mode. So here I have modeling mode. Now, the reason why you can see modeling mode here in my window, if you are trying to go in modeling mode for the first time, you will not see modeling here. To actually access modeling, you need to go to here, edit, you go to plugins, type modeling, I need to have this plugin selected. Modeling tools editor mode. Once this is selected, you have a tick here. Once this is selected, when you go to selection mode, you will see modeling appearing here. Now, briefly before we go into modeling, I just want to mention that Unreal Engine is a very powerful software, and there are a lot of things you can do in software. If you go into landscape mode, you'll create a landscape here. So this is where you can create mountain, trees, a whole landscape. If you want to go with animation, you can animate characters. So you can perform a lot of animation in Unreal Engine. You can go to fracture. This is where you're breaking different things. You have mesh paint, the paint on different things and so forth. So right now we will go into modeling mode. So in the modeling tool here, on the left side, you can see a toolbar. This is a basic part for creating. So you have create, but when you click every different option, we see that the options change. I just click any different categories to see how the options change. So starting with the create tab here, we can see you can create different shapes, objects, which can also be created in this panel here, this tab here. So when you go to this tab here, you can create shapes. You can create a cube, sphere, cylinder, cone, and plane. And you can create the same things, objects here, a box, a sphere, cylinder, capsule, cone, arrow, torus, rectangles, stairs, and so forth. However, when you try to create the different assets here, you have more control over them in terms of altering the shape and altering the characteristics than if you try to create it through this window here. So let's go to the first object here. Let's choose a box. So we click the box. Now when the cursor is coming in the viewport, we can see that the box is appearing in the window. So you just click the box, so the box is now on screen. So now we have other properties that we can adjust. You can adjust the width, you can adjust the depth, we can adjust the height, we can reset all properties. Let's adjust the width again, height again. Now we have these areas here are the subdivisions. Essentially, the subdivisions refer to when you split the object into multiple parts. For instance, right now this has one subdivision, so this is one full object. So let's raise it to 2. I just press 2 on keyboard. So right now, if you look at width and look at the subdivision, there's one subdivision, meaning that there's one object and there's only one part. So let's increase the subdivision into 2. So it's split into 2 parts. Now we cannot see this because we're not in wireframe mode. So let's click wireframe. So if you go to wireframe, so let's reset this first. If you go to wireframe, this is really one object, and you can see, scroll up, we can see these dots here are the vertices. You can see these lines here, the edges, and you can see where the vertices and the edges connect and they come together and form a shape referred to as a face. So this is a face here, this is another face here. So these are the vertices, dot, 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 vertices. These lines are the edges, and when the lines come together and form a shape, it's called a face. So this is a face, this is a face, this is a face. So what will happen is that when you go to the width subdivision that's separated 2, it will split it and it will be more than one face. It will be essentially splitting the face into 2 parts. So let's see the width. So you see this is the width here. It has now been split into 2 parts. So there's one face here, another face here. Let's go to another subdivision. So let's choose 3. I have 14. Let's choose 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's choose 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to 10. Well, let's go to 10. Let's press 10 on keyboard. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's just move the number here. Just slide and move the number here. And we can see when we're doing that, we put now the width subdivisions is 20. So we basically allowing the object to move from a low polygon object into a high polygon object. High polygon meaning that it has a lot of subdivisions and it has a lot of faces. When we put more subdivisions, we can deform the object in more ways and can create new shapes. So let's choose depth subdivisions. So when we do that, we made this object a high polygon object. We go around the object here. It's now a high polygon object. You can see a lot of these dots, a lot of these vertices. You can see more edges. You can see more faces. So you have more control in terms of the shape, the structure, and how and to what extent we can form the overall object shape. So if you want to accept the shape, you have to click here, accept, and pressing W to move the shape. Let's create another shape, a sphere. Okay, so we're creating a sphere here, and I want you to observe from at once that there are many subdivisions in this sphere. At this point in time, there are many vertices, there are many edges, and there are many faces. Let's put here shapes here. Where is the sphere? Okay, this is the sphere up here. This is the sphere here. Let's zoom in. If you look at okay, so if you look at the sphere here and we're looking at the edges not really all that smooth. You see kind of pointy because there's not enough subdivisions on this sphere. Let's go back here. I want you to see this. So looking at this sphere here, let's go at the subdivisions. So right now it's 16. Let's carry it down to 1. You can see here. So we carry down the subdivisions at the sphere and carry down to 1, and you know the sphere turned into a box. So we can see that if we put enough subdivisions, we can significantly deform the shape of the object and use it to create almost any item or any shape that you want. Let's increase the subdivisions. So let's just use 4 subdivisions, and we can see the sphere, the edges are relatively pointy. It's not all that smooth. However, if we increase the subdivisions some more, you can see that the shape got very smooth. It gets almost perfect in terms of a round shape. Yeah, it's now a high polygon object. There are many subdivisions, there are many edges, there are many vertices, there are many faces. If you want to bring this into the interface, the viewport, you have to press accept. So let's pick this one, stairs. You can see you can create stairs. So Unreal is a game engine. You can build games, platforms in Unreal Engine 5.7.2. And although you can build stairs manually, individually, block by block, given that this is a game engine, it tries to ease up the work for you. So rather than having to build every stair one by one, it can give you stairs as an object. So if you click this here, you have the stairs in the world on the viewport. You can choose different types of stairs. So we have a linear stairs, floating, curved, spiral. So let's go back to the floating. Let's adjust the width. See, we are adjusting the width. We just slide in this. We put in the mouse here, left click, and just slide in this. Adjust the width. We can do the same thing with height. We put in the mouse here, left click, and just slide it. See, we are adjusting the height. We can adjust the depth like this. Let's reset. I think I'll go to linear stairs, and I'll click accept. When I click accept, that will confirm that we want the stairs that will appear in the viewport. There's also this tool, cube grid. So let's click, let's drag, press E to extrude, up, up, up. Press E to extrude. So this is very similar to like Minecraft. Remember, this is a game engine, and so it helps you, it enables you to build games very quick. So rather than having to import a lot of assets manually and do a lot of work, it's a pure workload for you. Start pressing Q to go back up. So you can select this. You can press E to extrude, go forward, and press Q to go backward. So let's press it. E, 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 Q, 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 Q. Press E, 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 E. E, 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 E. Select. Press E to extrude. This is a useful tool for if you want to build worlds, you want to build stages, or You want to build a whole stage and you just want to know where to put certain objects before you actually import the object. This is a very useful tool to achieve such. So if you want to accept it, just click this, accept, and you can see the object is now in the viewport. So now that we have the shapes created, let's move to this tool here, extrude path. So select extrude path. Now I want to mention, so we have a cursor here, we have a green dot for the cursor, and to tap into these different points, these different vertices on the floor. So I want to change it from 10 to, let's say, about 100. And when it happens, it will snap to every 100. So you click extrude path. See, we created a shape here. We're going to create a spaceship, Star Wars spaceship, and to do that, we want to use the extrude path tool. So we are in path extrude. Start from here. 1. You know what? Let's shoot 500. I know what I'll do as well. I will delete these objects. I'll delete them. Stay in the way, they block me, and you really don't want to see them. Extrude path. 1. So you see snap to this point here, because that's 500. Snap to this point here, another 500. Snap to this point here. Snap to this point here. 1, 2. Snap 1, 2. Snap 1, and then 2. Extrude the path. So now we have to change this to about 10. So this will adjust the thickness. So after we create the shape, we can adjust the thickness, and then we'll be able to adjust the height. I think this is about good. I think this is about good. Before I adjust the height, I want to click here around corners. So make corners round. Make sure the width mode is on interactive. Make sure the radius mode is on interactive. Extrude. It doesn't really matter what height you choose, because we're going to scale the object eventually. And then press complete. This is the object here. So what we will do, we'll press E, we'll rotate. And we'll adjust the scale. We need to adjust this height, so press W. Bring this up. Left click, pull up. Now we can see here, when it's like this, it's going to the floor. But when it's here, it's still in the floor. You see this little yellow line there? It's still in the floor. When you come here, it's just touching the floor. You'll make this bigger. So we'll adjust this. Let's go into perspective. Left. You have to be able to see it. Left, right. So we're changing the view. Press arrow, scale, get longer. Now what I do is scale it. You need to get the size. So go back in perspective. So you can see need to get the size of the shape first. There you go. Get the size of the shape. And so that will tell me how much to scale the object. So I want to measure the height here. So I can't do this, I can't measure the height in perspective view. So I'll go to here and I'll change to an orthographic view. With the front, so see the front, so these are the different orthographic views. So you have front, you have top. So you see it from the top, so you're looking down, you see it from the top, you see it from the bottom. You can see it from the left, and you can see it from the right. You could also see it from the back. That one for the front. So when you switch to these different orthographic views, you are automatically will be in the wireframe modes. Remember when you was in wireframe, when we was in the wireframe mode, we could see the vertices and we can see the edges. So this is the edges, but if you scroll up closer and you see the different points here, these points here will be the vertices, and all these things here will be faces. So this is a face, this is a face, this is a face, this is a face. These lines are edges, the points are the vertices. So when you're in wireframe mode, you can see all of this. And now we want to measure for distance from here to here. So we are in wireframe mode. Wireframe mode. Let's click here. Wireframe. Wireframe mode essentially shows you the breakdown of your meshes. Now to measure, click the middle mouse button. So you click in here, this is the point you want to start, and you'll carry it up to here to measure. So click the middle mouse button. Going up, 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 you drag it up. It's about 910. What 910 what? This is centimeters, this is meters. You don't know. So to confirm, you need to go into, like, let's say the editor preferences. So we need to go to editor preferences. Here, I want you all to note that there are different settings. So you can go to project settings here, we can go to our settings here, but we are going to editor preferences here. This is another settings right here. So we need to go to, so this is the editor preferences. So this is the general, this is the general, or these are different things that features are going to change, categories are going to change, and these are the details for each category. So we want to go to, let's say, the viewport. So viewports here, and let's look at the measuring tools. Yes, measuring tools units. So this is here measuring tool units. This is in centimeters. Let's change it into meters. It's now into meters. We'll close. Measuring tool units, meters. So let's close this. So hold down middle mouse button and you can drag it up. Starting here. So this is only 9.2 meters. Alright, that's still too small. Let's choose left. Left. 36. Yeah, 36 meters. That's still too small. So the shape is too small. We will adjust the size of the shape. To do this, we'll go here and adjust the scale. Let's check perspective mode. Front. Measure. 9. So on this side, say by 4. multiplied by 4. Enter. Still 9. That is madness. I want this to be about 80 something. You know what? I put this by 8. Alright. Middle mouse button. Too big. Too big. That's not I'm supposed to here. Front. This is alright. 72. I want this to be about, let's say, I want the height to be about 40 and I want the length to be about, let's say, about 80. So, what I'll do, 4. 6. Okay. Left. 1. Okay. 144. Front. Don't need to make this out for bigger. So I'll make this 40. This shape needs to be a particular size because we will be later on in later videos we'll be importing assets into this shape. We'll be importing a spaceship and TIE fighters into this shape, and as well as characters. And if the shape is too small, the characters wouldn't be able to fit. I'll carry on to 8. Look at this. 140. Now look at this. Top. I walked into perspective view. So when you go back into perspective view, the shape is now greater than the floor, bigger in size and floor. That's not really a problem because we know how to navigate. You can click this, move it up. Carries across, click, move across this. So this is the spaceship here. That's the size we'll be working with, the basic shape of the spaceship. Of course, we will change the texture of the spaceship. We'll be doing that soon. Oh, and next thing we want to do is to save. We have done a lot of work and we have not saved anything as yet. So we need to click here. So you can click here and save, or you can click save here. But I usually go right here and save. So click save. Save selected. So this will save to new project. So the name of this project is my project. So every time we go to my project, we will see the most recent updates. So the name of this project is my project. That's up here. Let's give the shape a name. Rename. Edit. Rename. Space. Ship. So we know anytime we go in the outliner panel, I'll see spaceship, we know referring to this object here. This is the floor. You see the floor highlighted here. You can hide the floor. So you can see the spaceship, the shape of the spaceship is just floating in space. So what we'll be doing, we'll be putting a mirror in front. We'll be putting a mirror in front here. We'll be creating some kind of textures around the spaceship. We'll be putting TIE fighters along here. We'll be putting, let's say, stormtroopers around here. We will bring, like, let's say, a Star Wars Lambda shuttle, and we'll put it here. And then we can have maybe some characters walking here. So I want to mention that we built this scene already. I will show you it. So we'll open a project here. Open a project. This was the project that we created before. It's loading. Taking a while to load. Opening the project that we saw previously. This is what we'll be essentially trying to create. This is a project we created previously. So we'll be creating a spaceship. This is the outline of the spaceship. So there will be some kind of Lambda fighter here. There will be TIE fighters along here, There will be stormtroopers here. We have some stormtroopers scattered on the ground here. So this will be the walls of the spaceship. The walls. This will be the ceiling. This will be the ground. We put some decals here. The decals represented some paint. And there was a glass for the spaceship. We saw some light coming out from outside. And this is looking like some kind of planet outside. That's the scene we'll be essentially trying to create. That's the objective. So let's switch back to the project that we were working on. So this is the project we were just working on. See if that's my project. So we are back to the project here. When we zoom out, this is what the spaceship is looking like at this point in time. But we have a lot of work to do to make the edits. But right now we just have the basic shape of the spaceship. Zoom out faster. So press the scroll button when I'm zooming. Speed 1. I'll zoom out faster. So when I just change speed to 1, this is just going to speed in which I'll zoom in and zoom out. So let's say I press the speed 10. Zoom out faster, zoom in faster. So let's set speed to 1. Zoom out. So you can see here the pivot point for this shape here, the spaceship hara, is this point here. So let's say I rotate it. It's rotating in the front there, right? No problem. All right, so let's say I want to change pivot points. You can change this. Stop you. Then click, press middle click and move it across. Yes. One way to do it is to hold on the middle mouse button and move it across. And you can temporarily change the pivot point. But the moment you unselect this, pivot point will revert back to this location right here. So if you move it up, down, he rotates and rotates around this point. No problem. But the minute you unselect this, see the pivot point has now reverted back to here. If you want to change this pivot point on a more permanent basis, you need to go back to modeling mode. Then go to X form, edit pivot, and then change it. So you can manually change it. Click this button here and manually change it. or you can use one of these preset positions. Enter, bottom, top. Right. Button, right. This is the best position for this one. I want to move the speed faster. Right. Center. Front. Right. Left. Bottom. Top. Center. You know what? I will manually change it and put it here. I'll manually put the pivot point there for the shape. Yeah, it's a manual put it there. I'll work with this. I'll press accept. So you can see this now the pivot point, so it's unselected and pivot point has gone there. But if you hold the middle mouse button and move it across here, it will be there. You can rotate things along certain axes. But the moment you unselect this and then select it back, press W and then select it back, you can put it back to its original position. So using the middle mouse button and moving it across to whatever location that you desire is a temporary move of the pivot point, but I just showed you a more permanent way to remove the pivot point. So the next thing I want to do is to close off the end of the spaceship. Put something to block off the end here. So I'll block off the end here. So what I'll do, I'll come out of modeling, mode, go back in selection mode, select this shape. Although I could have created the shape in modeling mode, I'm creating it here. Let's press R. 100. Let's put 50. Press W. $120, $130, $150, So that's basically the shape. Click save. And you know what? We could change the material for this ship. Let's go to the content drawer. Oh, so we need to include the starter content. So let's right click, new folder. Starter underscore content, and we need to copy and paste the starter content into this folder there. So I need to find starter content. I have it actually saved to my computer already. So I'm clicking this because I want to find out which part the starter content is. So I want to browse. So I right click, show in content browser. When I click this, it's going to show me where this folder is in my computer. So I click show in Explorer. It will show me where this folder is in my Explorer on my computer. So I'm here, my project, my projects. I'll go to here, my previous project I worked on, what any content. Add a starter content folder here. I'm going to copy it. Copy, Control C, copy. And the projects, my project, content. I'm going to go to starter content. Press Control V. I think I might need to restart the starter content in order to actually able to access it. Okay, it's loading. So I'll just put a basic material here so you can see how this thing is looking. Loading. Like this. Let this use selected asset from content browser. This will make the material that is selected here. To make this material that is selected here appear there. Press that. I'm not seeing it. Maybe I might have to restart. Unreal. Yeah, I'll have to restart Unreal because the materials are not loaded. So I'll restart Unreal, and when I restart Unreal, you'll see it. So I have restarted Unreal, and let's work on this material here. So this is the spaceship selected. Back to the content drawer. Let's just click a material. Click a material. See the material is changing. Okay, let's try a grass. Any material is working now. So I'm just going to apply a basic material. Basic one material. So the spaceship will be white. But eventually when I go to modeling, this chapter is already about modeling. So eventually when I go in more details, in terms of more details for modeling for the ship, we will change the material, but we'll just use the basic white material for now. So it's a white spaceship. Before I close off this video, I wanted to show you all if you want to see the frames per second, for Unreal. So you go here, File, Alter Preferences. I think you have to go in up performance, performance here. You need to look for first person. Show frame rate. Once this is clicked, you will see it. So if I unclick it, see it's unclicked, you're not seeing it. Once it's clicked, you want to see it. So it will show you the frame per second. One click, nothing there. It's appearing there. So I will end this video here. In the next video, we'll go into more details regarding modeling.
That is it for this lecture. Do you want to learn more? Like and subscribe. You can also contact us, Impulse Response Enterprises Ltd.